Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's your man James, aka JP, back again with the toy room, and happy Sunday. I was in the middle of cleaning and organizing the toy room, and I figured, let me give you guys an updated tour of the toy room. Now, this isn't going to be like a full, in-depth, super long tour like my usual videos are, but I feel like enough has changed in here. I've switched up some displays, I've added a lot of stuff in the collection. Let me just show you guys some of the new updates that I have in the toy room. So without further ado, that's what we're going to do in today's video, and take an updated mini tour of the toy room. Alright, so just for anybody who is new, I just want to give a quick lay of the land. So right here is the front door. You come over to this section, and this is my wall of action figures and collectibles and toys, Funko Pops, all type of different stuff. Not really much has changed here, so I'm not going to go too in depth with it, but I have my Back to the Future shelf, Toys R Us, Target, retro 80s shelf. I did change this shelf down here, and let me bring in the flash for this because the lighting on this side of the room does kind of suck, but here we go. So I actually finally got rid of that NECA shelf, as you guys can see, and I just moved my Hot Wheels here. Now, it's not the best display because, as you can see, like, the Hot Wheels go pretty deep, and it's kind of hard to actually see all of them, especially on that bottom shelf from this angle. But for right now, it's kind of like the only spot I have to put and display my Hot Wheels. They are kind of hard to show off and display properly. Moving on, we have my Avatar shelves right here, as well as my Star Wars shelves. Basically the last three shelves right there. My Fast and the Furious collection right up here. Nothing has really changed pretty much with any of that. And then that leads me over to the Megazords up here as well, which I'll bring in the flash again to kind of show you guys. So Megazords, Fast and the Furious, nothing too crazy. Nothing has really changed. Turtles section right here. So we have the animated series as well as the movie Turtles. My World of Nintendo shelves, my random collection of fast food toys, as well as my McDonald's Happy Meal toys. And then the whole rest of this right here is Power Rangers, as you guys can see. Like I said, I'm not going to go too in-depth with everything. If you do want to see kind of a more close-up, in-depth view of everything, definitely check out my room tour. It is the main video on my channel when you go to the channel, and I'll leave it linked at the end of this video as well on the screen for you guys. Over here, this is currently what I am playing and watching, which I do simultaneously. So we have Back to the Future on VHS, as well as Need for Speed Underground 2 running on my PS2. And Back to the Future on VHS is something that I'm really happy to have. That was a pickup yesterday, as you can see, and it wasn't just the first movie. I actually got the entire trilogy on VHS, as we see right over here. So very happy to have that. I did not have those in my collection, and Back to the Future is my favorite movie of all time. Now, I did have the original Back to the Future on VHS. However, this one's still sealed, so I'm not going to open it. So it's nice to have an open copy that I can actually, watch whenever I want to. So really happy about that. Other than that, down here, just my gaming setup with a couple of random consoles. So nothing too crazy right there. My arcade machines right here. So we have Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Street Fighter, and Final Fight. And then on this side we have NFL Blitz. Up here is my Jurassic Park collection, which again, nothing has changed, but just a quick, little pan through for anybody who may be new. But the biggest change in this room comes right over here, and that is my 2 Halloween displays. Now, this is an improvement from last year, because last year I only did 1 shelf, but this year we have 2 shelves. And for me, for somebody who's super into Halloween and the holidays and stuff, yeah, I definitely I've been in the Halloween mood pretty much since the 4th of July was over. So that is what we did, and we created finally a Halloween section here. Especially that now Spirit Halloween has been opening up. I'm just really in a Halloween mood. So here's my Halloween section. So this top shelf here is my orange themed Halloween shelf, and then this is more of the blue, greens, purples type of colors right there. So up here, I just got a couple Halloween themed pops. Not necessarily all of them are Halloween, but we obviously have Hobgoblin here from the Spider-Man animated series. We have Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal. We have Jeffrey the Giraffe dressed as Iron Man, so that to me is kind of Halloween. He's in a costume. We have, oh man, why am I blanking on her name? Danny and Binks. I don't know why I blanked out on that, but that's from Hocus Pocus. We have my McNugget with the pails right here, and then we have an actual Halloween pail right there. I have Winnie the Pooh VHS. This isn't exactly a Halloween themed VHS, but the colors kind of went with it, and the campfire just gave me that fall, autumn type of vibe, so I definitely put that on display. And then lastly, we have my Spirit Halloween Monopoly set, which is just really cool. And I don't think the shelf is necessarily done. I may add some stuff as I start to pick up some stuff, but for now, I think, the minimalist of it, I think it does look nice, but I may add a few more things on that shelf. Then moving down here, we have some more pops. So we have the Green Goblin from the original live-action Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. We have the Slimer from Ghostbusters. I have a Stranger Things 4 scented candle, as well as Chucky and Ghostface mini pop keychains. And then we have the Toonie Terrors from NECA, obviously the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus. I have this McDonald's Scared Silly VHS, which is still sealed, and that's pretty cool. Spirit Halloween the movie. Now, the only reason I put the Spirit Halloween movie on that shelf and not directly next to the board game is just for the color aesthetics, because it went better with the aesthetics of this shelf. But this is a really, really good, underrated movie, and I feel like a lot of people don't even know it exists. But Spirit Halloween the movie, definitely check that out if you haven't. It's a funny movie, and it's not really so scary. It's definitely family friendly, but I mean, it has Christopher Lloyd in it, and it's about a Spirit Halloween that has taken over an old Toys R Us. So, I mean, that's just right up my alley. Anyways, you have the Are You Afraid of the Dark, the board game from Nickelodeon. So, really, really awesome right there. And my Goosebumps book. One of my Goosebumps books. I think I have maybe one or two other ones, but that's the only one I had access to. The Blockbuster shelf has stayed the same. I did move my Biggie and ODB display. So, they used to be up here. And now I moved them down here, and then on this shelf was my Taco Bell dog collection, but I actually got rid of that. So now I just moved those guys down there for the time being. And then over here, nothing really has changed other than adding the NES Championship, World Championships cartridge right there, as well as the box for the game. But everything else is pretty much the same, obviously with the addition of a ton of games. As you guys can see, like, I've added a lot of games, but not going to go through every single game I've added. That's obviously, you know, irrelevant. Then coming down over here, this is my Street Fighter figures that I'm trying to figure out what to do with. So the Street Fighter figures were on this top shelf, but obviously I wanted to make room for all the Halloween stuff. And I do want to make a dedicated shelf for the Street Fighter figures. The only problem is I only have 5 figures at the moment, and there are a lot more figures coming out that I do need to pick up. So I think until I pick up those figures, all the new ones, I think these are just going to go in storage or something for now, because I don't really have like a spot for them. Other than that, everything else is pretty much the same, I want to say. Obviously, like, I've added more games over here and a ton more VHS tapes. As you guys saw my haul the other day, I finally incorporated those into the display. As you guys can see right there, all those Winnie the Pooh VHSs, as well as the Little Mermaid. Recently picked up those 2 Harry Potter VHSs, like I mentioned before, the Back to the Future trilogy. But other than that, everything else pretty much identical. We have my 2 basketballs here, my NBA Jam basketball, as well as my Pixar basketball. And then I took the NFL Street Football and put it right up here on top of the NFL Blitz cabinet, because obviously that made the most sense. Oh, I lied. I did pick up a couple other things. I picked up these vintage Space Jam figures. So you do have these 2 versions of Michael Jordan right here. They are missing the basketball, but still really cool figures to have nonetheless. And then we have one of the Monstars right over here, also missing the basketball, but still really cool vintage figures that I picked up for $5 a piece. So definitely could not go wrong with that. And I also did add the Space Jam PC game to my Space Jam display. So just stacked it right on top of the soundtrack for Space Jam right there. And now I want to say that is it. Like I mentioned before, obviously a ton of VHSs stored in my closet that I've added. And then we are watching D2 Mighty Ducks right here on this CRT. But yeah, that is pretty much it. So that is a quick update of the toy room and where we are currently at with it. I think in a couple more months we'll probably do like a full updated tour, because I'll have a lot more stuff. But for now, that is where we are at. Alright, you guys, so there we go. There's an updated tour of the toy room. I know some of you may be new, some of you may have just found my channel, so maybe you haven't seen one of my toy room tours before. So there's a brief overview of the room. Like I said, I have a more full, in-depth, like 40-minute tour of the room from just a few months ago. So you can kind of compare the changes if that's something you were interested in and wanted to do. And like I said, definitely probably before the end of the year for sure. Maybe definitely like after Black Friday, because we'll have some stuff picked up then. We'll do like a full-on in-depth tour again where we have, you know, a lot more stuff added, displays rearranged. Definitely as we get closer to Christmas, my Halloween display is going to turn into Christmas, so we'll probably do maybe like another mini tour and then like a full room tour, something like that. I don't know, but I know a lot of you guys like watching these room tour videos to see the differences, to see what I put on display, what I've changed, got rid of, added. So that is that. So we'll see where we end up, but hope you guys enjoyed this quick updated room tour. If you did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with your friends. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Those links are in the description down below. And I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. So as always, guys, stay tuned for more, and I'll see you guys next time.